We're living through a pivotal moment in the history of crypto, though it might not feel like it because it's just part of our daily lives. But make no mistake, this is history in the making. Decades from now, 10, 20, even 100 years, people will look back at this era and wish they had the chances we have today. Why? Because this isn't just a trend. It's the greatest wealth transfer humanity has ever seen. Never before has an entirely new asset class emerged, offering everyday people the chance to turn small investments into life-changing wealth. This moment is unprecedented, and the best part, it's far from over. Yes, it's true. Getting in early makes it easier to build serious wealth. Sure, it would have been simpler 15 years ago, but back then, the risks were sky high and nothing was certain. Fast forward to today and the writing's on the wall. Crypto is here to stay, no doubt about it. And XRP, it's already proving itself as one of the big players. For me, XRP hits that sweet spot of risk versus reward. The crypto market is still in its infancy, which means there's not a ton of money flooding it yet, big picture. That's a huge opportunity. At this stage, XRP is clearly a front runner. Anyone stepping into crypto with a clear mind can see it's undeniable. XRP is an early champion in this space, plain and simple. Unless something completely unexpected happens, XRP's here to stay for decades, maybe longer, which means its potential is enormous. It has the power to transform lives, creating generational wealth for those who've invested wisely and have the conviction to stick it out. This isn't just an opportunity for the elite, it's within reach for everyday people like you and me. And trust me, I'm as regular as they come. I'm no expert or financial guru. I'm just a guy who's passionate about this space and loves sharing it through my YouTube channel. This channel, it's not just a hobby, it's the most fun I've ever had, and I'm thrilled to bring you along for the ride. I've been holding XRP and other crypto for 7.5 years, and I believe the journey is just getting started. In terms of my net worth, it's been absolutely life-changing. Sure, I still need to sell it, and I fully intend to, but even as it stands now, the impact is undeniable. I know so many of you can relate because you've been on this journey for years, just like me. And here's the exciting part. The best is still ahead. We're heading into the parabolic phase where XRP finally breaks free and enters price discovery for the first time in 7 years. It's an incredible moment to witness. But let me be clear, I'm not a financial expert, and this isn't financial advice. Don't base any decisions to buy or sell on what I'm saying, all right? Always do your own research. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael that I shared the other day, but it's so on point with our topic of generational wealth that I had to bring it back. Crypto has the potential to create life-changing generational wealth if you play your cards right. Don't mess this up. Take it seriously. Michael gets it. And it's why he labeled this chart generational wealth. This is a Bitcoin USD chart. And he made a bold statement. I don't think you understand the magnitude of what's coming when Bitcoin breaks this 8-year trend line. Breaking it means the parabolic leg of the bull run begins. The entire crypto market will explode. I agree, 100%. This cycle isn't over, despite the market being down a bit as I record this. Sure, there's scary news floating around, again, tariffs, posturing, all that noise. But trust me, it'll blow over. It always does. Markets will recover. We're not done. Global liquidity is increasing and the signs are everywhere. The most probable outcome, a massive surge. Bitcoin will lead the charge, but the real opportunity is in altcoins like XRP. That's why I'm pumped, not just for me, but for all of you. The next wave is coming. Be ready. To those of you who stuck it out through the toughest times, hats off to you. It took real grit and determination to navigate the years when the SEC seemed relentless, making us one of the most targeted communities in crypto. Let's be real, if things had gone south, it could have been disastrous, especially for holders in the US. The risks back then were no joke. Yet here we are, stronger than ever, and you know what? We were right. Now, with the US leading more pro-crypto after the recent election, the future looks brighter. But I know many of you listening were right there with me, buying when prices were low, cheaper and cheaper. Whether it was 20, 30, 40, or 50 cents, we saw the opportunity. Personally, my average buy for XRP was around 25 cents. Some purchases were a bit higher, like 55 cents, but the lowest I ever got in at was 15 cents. That's right, 15 cents. And let me tell you, every decision we made back then is paying off now. I'm thrilled for all of us, yes, myself included, because we're standing at the edge of something big, and it's actually about to happen. Earlier today, he reposted a message reminding everyone not to be surprised by the volatility we're seeing. After the Trump tariff news, the stock market dipped and crypto followed suit, though not drastically, at least not as I'm recording this. He pointed out that this trend line has held strong for 8 years, and the rally isn't over yet. In fact, the real surge hasn't even started. When $112,000 0 cents breaks, we're going to witness one of the most explosive parabolic rallies in crypto history. I truly believe that. And honestly, it's shaping up to be way more exciting for XRP holders than for Bitcoin fans. This is why I opened the video the way I did, because someday people will look back on this very moment and think, if only I had known about XRP back then, that's what's coming. Let's break down this headline from the Crypto Basic Pundit. XRP at today's prices is being called a generational entry, comparing it to Bitcoin when it was just 5 cents. Here's the thing. I genuinely believe building generational wealth with XRP is possible. In fact, investing in crypto overall and diversifying your portfolio could be a game changer. That's not just hype. It's on you not to mess it up. Most people won't pull it off, and that's obvious, but you could. The key, diversify, hold long-term, and sell when it becomes a significant chunk of your net worth. Simple, right? No need for fancy crypto courses or overcomplicated strategies. Just stick to the basics. Now, let me be clear. I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. Only you know what's best for your situation, but I know this approach works. It's proven in the stock market, it works in crypto, and it's worked for me for over 7 years. I buy, I hold, I wait. No magic tricks, no wizardry, just patience and common sense. I'm just a regular guy, and I know I'm not going to outsmart the market. My strategy, build a diversified portfolio and stay the course. That said, I want to talk about something I've seen come up over the years in the crypto space, an idea that keeps resurfacing. It's not a knock against anyone who believes it, but I want to share some clarity so you don't fall for something that's clearly not grounded in reality. Here's the deal. XRP's future is already incredibly exciting. We don't need wild fantasies to hype it up. The truth alone is enough. Think about it. Almost no one on the planet holds XRP yet. That's an opportunity in itself. We don't need ridiculous, unrealistic price predictions like $1,000 0 cents, $10,000 0 cents, or $100,000 0 cents for XRP. That stuff is unnecessary noise. Now, there's a post I came across from someone named Dustin Layton, and I'm going to read it and break it down for you because I strongly disagree with what he's saying. He's missing some critical points, and I think it's important to address this so we can all focus on what's real and achievable in crypto. He says, some of you might think your small stash of XRP won't amount to much in the future, but let me break it down for you. Let's take Bitcoin as an example. On July 18th, 2010, Bitcoin's lowest recorded closing price was just 5 cents. Pause for a second. If we're talking actual trackable closing prices, sure, it was 5 cents. But there was a time when Bitcoin was worth less than a penny. Back then, there wasn't the kind of infrastructure we have now with exchanges and traders swapping positions. So when he says closing price, that's what he's referencing. Still, Bitcoin was once worth fractions of a penny. Now imagine this. If you had invested just 1 cent in Bitcoin on that day, July 18th, 2010. Fast forward to April 27th, 2025, with Bitcoin's price at around $94,000, 0 cents, that 0.2 Bitcoin you'd own would now be worth $18,808.48. Let that sink in. Yes, this is real, and that part checks out. Imagine this, turning a single penny into $18,808.48. Sounds insane, right? But that's the reality if you'd invested in Bitcoin during its early days. Back then, 1 penny could have netted you 0.2 Bitcoin. And if you were mining in 2009, when Bitcoin first launched, you could have gotten it even cheaper. Mind-blowing stuff. Now here's where the argument goes off the rails. Some claim a penny's worth of Bitcoin at its lowest price would be worth $18,808.48 today. XRP under $100 0 cents, or even $5 0 cents is like buying Bitcoin in its earliest days. Nope, it's just not accurate. Sure, I'll agree there's potential for XRP to hit triple digits someday, but let's be real, it's not the same as Bitcoin at its lowest entry point. It's a totally different game. This cycle, honestly, I don't see it happening. This market cycle, I'd say there's a 0% chance in my book. Of course, I'm happy to be proven wrong. If that day comes, I'll gladly admit my mistake and cheer you all on. But for now, my gut says it's not in the cards this cycle. Now, could XRP hit $100 0 cents someday? Sure. With enough time and adoption, and if a lot more money flows into the space. Anything's possible with patience. Think back to July 18th, 2010. Bitcoin was just 5 cents. Its market cap, a mere $170,000. $653.73. Fast forward to today. As I'm recording this, XRP sits at $2.31 with a market cap of $135 billion, 0 cents. And yes, I'm well aware that market cap is just the current price multiplied by the circulating supply. I've been in this space for 7.5 years. I know how the math works, but wow, what a difference time makes in this market. Sure, $135 billion, 0 cents doesn't mean that amount is floating around in XRP, but let's face it, there's way more money in XRP now than there was in Bitcoin when it first started. Back then, Bitcoin had $170,000, 0 cents market cap compared to XRP's $135 billion, 0 cents. If you got in super early, sure, it was like striking gold. XRP is much further along now, but let's be real, even at today's price, there's still an opportunity. I genuinely believe you can achieve generational wealth with XRP. If you hold enough and have the patience to wait, of course, generational wealth means different things to different people, but the potential is there. No, it's not like buying Bitcoin at 5 cents. It's not even in the same universe, but we've got to stay grounded. That's the reality. And even within that reality, there's still plenty of room for big wins. But let's put this into perspective. If you're listening to this in 2025 and invested early in XRP, you're part of a truly exclusive club. Here's a fact I often share on this channel because it's so important to understand. Less than 1% of the global population has even heard of XRP, and fewer than 1% have ever purchased it. Yet XRP already hit an all-time high of $3.40 this year. Now imagine what happens when adoption spreads further. I did some digging in a previous video estimating that around 20 million people might actually hold XRP. That's just a rough number, but if accurate, it means only about 0.3% of the world's population has ever bought XRP. Let that sink in for a moment. The opportunity here is massive, and it's exciting to think about what the future holds as more people wake up to what XRP offers. Think about this for a moment. If only 0.3% of the population, 24 million people out of 8 billion, holds XRP, that's a tiny fraction, less than 1%. Do the math. It's minuscule. Now, imagine what happens if that number climbs. What if 1% of the world's population holds XRP? What about 2%, 3%? The possibilities are staggering. But it's not just about the percentage, it's about who is holding it. A handful of the wealthiest individuals or major institutions investing heavily could have an explosive impact. After all, Joe Schmo putting a few bucks into XRP is worlds apart from deep-pocketed whales pouring millions into it. The ripple effect, pun intended, could be massive. We've all seen the shift happening, haven't we? Lately, I've been diving into the growing wave of institutional money pouring into XRP. It's real and it's significant. And then there's the ETFs. You've heard about it. 11 firms have filed for XRP ETFs. With a pro-crypto administration in charge, chances are they'll all get the green light. The sheer volume of money set to flow into XRP over the coming years and decades is mind-boggling. It's impossible to predict, but will undoubtedly be enormous. Generational wealth? Absolutely. Many of you have the opportunity to achieve it through XRP. It's not just a fantasy, it's a reality that countless others have experienced in crypto over 16 years. Now, it's XRP's moment in the spotlight. With the SEC no longer suppressing its price and the government lifting its foot off the brake, XRP is finally free to soar. Now that the dust has settled and with the US firmly embracing crypto, let's step back for a second. The United States is the largest capital market on the planet, and guess what? That market just got unlocked. The ripple effects, pun intended, on the crypto space, including XRP, are going to be mind-blowing. While we can't pin down exact numbers today, one thing's for sure. The impact will be massive, game-changing, and yes, astronomical. Check this out. Chart analyst Steph hit the nail on the head, predicting that XRP millionaires will emerge within the next 2 to 3 months. If you're still holding your bag, you're an absolute legend. Honestly, I'm all in on that vision. When it comes to the timing, it might take longer, or maybe it'll happen sooner. I'm not necessarily sold on the timeline, but who knows? He could be onto something. But we're definitely entering the later stages of this, so it could very well be true. Honestly, I can't say for sure. But one thing I absolutely agree on, when it happens, it's going to change lives forever. What crypto can do for people financially is no joke. It's transformative. It's the real deal. Speaking of crypto, check out this post about XRP. XRP MACD flip bullish on the 5-day chart. The post says, "You're not bullish enough." Last time this happened, heading into 2024, XRP skyrocketed, and guess what? It just flipped again. Not bullish enough, folks. Crypto Insight UK is keeping an eye on this key XRP weekly resistance level. Can we finally see a weekly close above this trend line since the local top in January? The excitement is building. Pair this with the bullish cross on the RSI, Relative Strength Index, we mentioned yesterday, and it's definitely one to watch. Nothing's confirmed yet. Like to see more volume come in, but this setup is looking positive. 2 days and 13 hours to hold or push. The clock is ticking. Crypto Insight UK broke it down in a video yesterday highlighting the RSI. See the purple line? That's the RSI, and the yellow one's its moving average. Last time they crossed, we saw a massive momentum shift, and look what happened to the price. It skyrocketed. It's a clear indicator of building momentum, and it's happening again. Oh, and he's not alone in spotting this. Dark Defender caught it too. This is about the XRP/BTC pair. According to him, the pair has wrapped up its third wave and is now entering the fourth. Historically, fourth waves tend to be less steep than second waves, which means we could see XRP gaining ground against Bitcoin soon. The RSI is signaling bullish momentum, so things are looking promising. Just to clarify, this is the XRP/BTC pair we're discussing, not XRP/USD. But hey, it's still great to see progress. If I'm remembering correctly, he also mentioned something about the RSI on the XRP/USD pair just yesterday. Or maybe I'm mistaken. It's been a lot to keep up with. Either way, he's confident, saying that June will be a pivotal month for crypto. Fingers crossed he's right, because I'm ready for some action. Patience is the name of the game right now. It's such an exciting time to be part of this space. So kudos to all of you sticking it out. You have the conviction, the belief, and the resilience to see this through. And honestly, we've been vindicated so far. All it took was time and perseverance. We're not done yet. Adoption is growing. And while we've been consolidating for months, I truly believe another massive leg up is on the horizon. It's going to be a wild ride. Remember, though, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any buy or sell decisions based on what I say. That's a recipe for disaster. Stay smart, stay informed, and let's see where this takes us.